Alright folks, how you doing? Russell, TrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Putting the healing back in health. Excuse me. Once again, when you're at the website, sign up for the free newsletter. It's instantly going to pop up. Then hit the free gifts button. Get your free gifts, free downloads, setting goals, nutrition, exercise. Follow us on social media. True Results 303. No E. Don't let autocorrect fool you. Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus. Coming at you today with a video on why marriage is just a piece of paper. Right? Isn't that the main what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry. I have a very bad vocabulary when I try to sound smart. Pull a word out. It's not going to work. Isn't that, just the main concern or the main thought process of kids these days, or young adults, myself included? I used to think this for quite a while as well. The main argument. There's the word I'm looking for. Not even an intelligent word, but the main argument. Sorry. Why marriage is just a piece of paper. So, I went to Mass. For those of you who don't know, that's, the Catholic service. We call it Mass. Went to Mass. We had our guest priest, Father Bart. Love him. Intelligent dude. Love his homilies. They're amazing. And this is where I'm getting this concept from. So I'm just regurgitating what he said. And of course, I think it's going to help a lot of you, or at least give you that point of view. So of course, I'm Catholic. Coming from a Catholic perspective, I believe in everything the Catholic Church teaches. Sometimes I don't follow through, and I fall short, but we all do, right? So what he said was, and I thought it was great, he said that he works for the college here in Denver, Regis University, and he says he does marriage counseling for newlyweds or newly engaged folks. Because if you don't know, if you're a part of the Catholic Church, before you get married in the Catholic Church, you have to go through these classes. And usually you have to meet with, I'm assuming, a priest, and you have to do, I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks of marriage counseling before you get into marriage. So he does this for the students that attended Regis. So the first thing he asks them, because of course if you know Catholics, the Catholic faith, you're not supposed to have premarital sex or live together unless you're living together as brother and sister, right? So what he says is, the first thing he tells them, he said they're really good Catholic. They follow the rules, they just struggle in this area. They live together. So the first thing he asks them is, you live together? They say yes. They say why? They say, and he goes, it's the same thing every time. Well, it's easier for us financially than to live separate. So then his next question is, well, do you at least sleep in separate rooms? That's the living as brother and sister thing. And they say no. He goes, so evidently it's not about financial reasons, because if it was a financial reason, you would be living in separate bedrooms. Then he says the next question he asked them is, why do you want to live together? And then he said the next thing is, well, I want to know them before I marry them. Then he says, well, I can tell you everything you need to know about marriage. There's days when you're going to hate each other. There's days when you're going to love each other. There's days when you're going to argue about family. There's days when you're going to argue about the children. There's days where, good days and bad days. What is living together going to do besides create those good and bad days sooner in the relationship? Then he brought up, he's like, let me give you my own thoughts on this. On why marriage, is it, maybe the divorce rate is so high, or maybe why marriage just isn't as sacred as it used to be. And that's why I started with the concept of marriage is just a piece of paper. He said, so if you talk to a lot of women, right, they've been dreaming about this day for, since they were little girls, right? Guys, whatever, we don't think about it. But women, right, this is that magical moment. This is a magical thing for them. They've been dreaming about it forever. Then all of a sudden they get married. And it's like, well, yeah, that was a special day, but there's nothing different, right? Nothing really changes. And this is where he brought up the reason why is because you took the steps too fast, right? It's like exercise, First you walk, or it's like walking even. A baby, you come out of the womb, You know, you kind of start wiggling around, then you start crawling, then you start walking, then you start running, then you start jumping. It's a process. And he brought this up, and I thought it was very intelligent about marriage. That's the same thing. You start dating, right? You start dating, then you get married, then you live together, and then you're engaging in intercourse. Okay? Those are the steps. But if you're already here, living together and engaging in intercourse, and then you get married, there is no next step. There is no next step. So now you're expecting, oh, I'm getting married, things are going to change, da 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 da. No, nothing's going to change because you were already living as a married couple before you ever even got married. So nothing can ever change. You've already took the furthest step. So that's why he said if you took it seriously, relationship seriously, like the Catholic Church teaches and preaches, you date, then you get married, then you move in together, right? So now you've had what women see as, you know, the greatest day or the day they've been dreaming up for multiple years. Then there is a next step to go to. That next step is moving in together and then engaging in intercourse. So you're following the steps. So when we go from here to here, there's nowhere else to go because we're not following the steps. And that's why marriage is just a piece of paper, because we go from here to here. We have no commitment. We don't do anything. We just jump to it. We live with the person right away instead of following the steps and making progress. So once again, I hope that helps. I hope it's food for thought. It's going to make you think. You know, it made me think. I'm a single person. I don't live with anybody, right? You know, I don't, just started dating a girl, so we're hanging out and stuff. Don't stay at her house. She's a very religious Catholic woman, so who knows what's going to happen. But food for thought. I just thought it was very interesting. If we made it a piece of paper, we as the people made it a piece of paper. It wasn't a piece of paper just to begin with. We went out of order. We've jumped the gun. And that's why it is now just a piece of paper, because that's what we have turned it into. But if we follow the Christian teaching, the Jewish teaching, the teaching of God, it is a sacred thing. And if we follow the steps, we're always going to be in for a wonderful journey, in my opinion. So I hope that helps. Subscribe to the channel, share and like these videos.